I'm just shitting you. It's not gonna be another quickie cast. Don't worry about it. I know you guys were probably tripping balls, and when I released that video, I was like, some people are going to hate this a lot, but hopefully most people find it at least a little bit funny, and that seems to be the kind of response I'm getting. So if you haven't checked it out, go watch my StarCraft 2 Quickie Cast States Stalker. I hope some of you realize why I called it States Stalker. I don't know if you guys paused it and read the chat or not, but yeah. Anyway, I am SC2 StarCraft. Welcome back to another StarCraft 2 commentary. The map is Metalopolis. My opponent is going to be EGiNcontroL. I am in the top as vilePsY, the blue Zerg, InControl in the bottom as the red Protoss. And unlike Cats, I don't really have any beef with InControl. Yeah, people tend to make fun of him a lot, you know, call him in cholesterol, talk crap about his MLG performance and stuff like that. But I think he means well. He's trying to get the esports ball rolling in the in the US with NASL and stuff like that, and you got to give him credit. He tries hard, and he's a good figure to have in esports, even if he is at times a bit, I don't know, a bit something. I don't really know what it is, but yeah. Anyway, I have played him a couple times. I remember the first time I played him was way back in beta, and he actually force field like the shit out of everything back when force fields were highly regarded as like overpowered, blah blah blah. They're still really fucking good. And I remember like BMing him. I was like, wow, force field's so good, you wouldn't win if you didn't force field. And then he's like, ah, blah blah blah. But anyway, I played him 3 times or so, and he's beat me every single time. So hopefully I can get some revenge on him this game. He is going to be blocking my expansion there. That was kind of just a fake drone there because I am going 11 pool anyway. I'm not going to be expanding this early. I don't even have enough money. And he's going to recognize that smartly. He's always been a really smart player. Not the fastest player, but he's always been incredibly intelligent. And he's going to cancel that, realizing I do have an early pool. I'm just going to be busting down that pylon anyway, so it's not really worth it to have it out. So here come my first 4 lings. You can see I did an extractor trick to free up some supply. And he's actually getting a really fast second gas. He's getting the second gas before his cybernetic score, which is a bit unusual. And even more unusual is that he's not actually getting a forged fast expand, which I can kind of understand on this map. There's a lot of open space to cover, but still a lot of players will try to pull that off. And now I'm trying something risky here. Instead of staying with my lings and shooing this probe away, I'm going straight for his base, hoping he'll be vulnerable because of a forged fast expand, and it ends up backfiring because this drone wasn't able to plant down the expansion because it didn't have any ling support. So he's able to block with the pylon. I go for a third base. Am I going to be able to get this base up? Doesn't look like it. No, I'm not. I was watching this at the time. I was watching this drone. Am I going to get it down? No, the probe is going to block it once again. This gateway being hammered, he's not even going to risk moving the zealot off. And once again, intelligent play here. A lot of players will be like, oh, I'm going to go attack and then run back. But why do that when you know your sentry's coming out and your gateway isn't even like close to dying? So here's the sentry. Is he going to select it and get a force field off? Oh, it's a bit late. Not the best force field. I mean, it was good positioning of the force field, but it just wasn't placed quick enough. Is he going to block the gold base as well? Oh my goodness, yes he is. He has now used 1, 2, 3 pylons to block 3 of my bases. I'm now at 620 minerals, so it's kind of paying off for him right here. That one probe is doing a lot of work. I think that probe did finally go down. No, it didn't. Still right here, he ended up canceling that pylon, so only 25 minerals spent there, 100 spent here, and 100 spent here. And I need to take down this pylon because I really need to expand. If you've got a lot of excess money like this, you might as well get another queen, and you might as well get another hatchery. But you know, I wouldn't say I'm too far behind. Am I behind because of this? Yes, but he did spend so much money on all these pylons that, you know, it's not too much of a loss. Down goes that pylon. He's going to try to block it a little bit more, but these slings aren't going to let him do that anymore. 300 minerals. There goes the hatchery. So 2 hatcheries on the way. And, you know, if InControl would have forged fast expanded, he'd be a lot further ahead than he is right now. But instead he goes for, looks like a single gateway expand with 3 sentries. Is this very common? I don't know. It looks like he's actually moving out. His cybernetic core warp gates are almost done. He's actually moving out with 3 sentries and 1 zealot. I'm producing nothing but drones for the time being. 26 to 24. Macro hatch almost up. And I'm curious to see what he does with these. I guess just picking up his overlord for now. And I'm making 4 more overlords knowing this is going to die, so I'll need at least 2. The other 2 are a bit excessive. Down goes this pylon, so he's not going to be able to use that for warping in. And he actually replaced that after canceling. I don't know about that. Maybe he was hoping for a forward pylon with it. But this probe should be able to get a forward pylon anyway. These Lings now moving on to this third pylon. Or maybe not, just kind of chilling there. Oh, I am getting 16 more Lings. Does he have any gateways? He's just now getting 2 more gateways. He might choose to push out. Looks like he does have these 3 sentries, now reinforcing with 2 more sentries. So he's got 5 sentries. He's probably going to warp in 3 more zealots once these gateways complete. And this is going to be kind of a dangerous attack against just mass Ling. But my Lings are going to get in there before he can warp in. Oh, no. InControL showing off his army much too soon, and I'm going to be able to pick off 2 sentries, 3 sentries, only 2 remaining, only able to do 1 warp in while he waits for these to be transformed into warp gates. And now I'm going to back off from the force fields, go in once again. He has no more energy for any more force fields, and nice tucking away of the sentries in the back though, but it looks like I will have too many Lings. I'm going to finish off these zealots, and that's going to be a nice pickup for me. 31 harvesters to 28 harvesters, but now that this has occurred, I am free to just drone up all I want. He's got to really work on his saturation and protecting this base. And, you know, I've even got a macro hatch. So, despite not being too far ahead on harvesters, I do have that macro hatch, which is actually going to be pretty huge. It's 300 minerals I won't have to spend later in the game. So, kind of unusual push out from InControL there. It might have worked better had he gotten that warp in and then moved out. But he did reveal himself a bit too early, that's what she said, and I was able to capitalize on that. Looks like I'm even able to pick off a couple of drones, a couple of probes, 3 probes taken down there. Now 38 to 29, need to get rid of this pylon here with those 3 Lings, and I want to expand, and you can see my lair's on the way. It is pretty fast. I'm not going to have a lot of drones on minerals once I switch up to gas, but that's okay. Oh, going for some more nice force field. Needs 1 more force field down here. Yes, he gets it. Beautiful force fields, able to pick up 3 more probes, so it wasn't worth losing about 10 Lings or so from these force fields. I don't know. It's now 39 to 29. But as I was saying, lair is up. I'm going to be going mutas, and you know, in a standard PvP where an opponent fast expands, Forge fast expands, I can see mutas being good because you know, he's probably not going to apply a lot of pressure before you get mutas, and he might have a fast third, so you'll be able to bounce between the 3 bases. But in this kind of situation, roaches are, especially when he's going so sentry heavy that I saw, roaches are a lot better choice. Roaches really good against sentries, you know, when they're not in these kind of numbers, not mixed with like tons of stalkers. Force field's pretty good against roaches, but roaches on creep, very good against sentry zealot. And that's what it looks like InControL is going. So muta's maybe not the best decision. The spire is on the way. It's about halfway done, but is InControL going to move out before that spire completes? Looks like these Lings trying to get another run by. That's not really going to happen. Another hatchery going down here. Yeah, he does pick up off a couple Lings here, and this spire cannot get done soon enough, man. +1 attack on the way. Harvester's now 53 to 36, so this is somewhat of an all-in for InControL. You can see he's still producing probes. He's going to be moving out with his +1 timing. And all I have is Lings. He's got +1 on his zealots. That's going to be huge. Warping in more sentries, a couple more zealots. And sentry zealots, note, very good against mass Ling. Just imagine if I had like 6 roaches. 6 roaches would be invaluable in combating this army right here. Spire just now completing. I do have enough for about 9 mutas, and mutas are pretty good against sentries when they don't have any stalker support, as long as you focus fire individual sentries, especially the ones that are guardian shielding. These probes, drones need to get the heck out of there. They are going to be able to retreat, and so many force fields. InControL wants to get up this ramp and force field me out though and get all my tech structures. Will he focus down this hatchery first? It looks like he will do just that, saving his energy from his force fields. Looks like this pylon will go down, so no more units will be reinforcing. Now moving up into the main after that hatchery goes down, but 10 mutas will be out soon. There they are from the macro hatch. Lings trying to get up the ramp. You want to use the Lings to focus down the sentries because you know your Lings aren't going to beat the zealots. So you want to help kill the sentries so your mutas can clean up. Trying to gather my mutas up here, and now they are going, and look how I'm queuing up the mutas to attack each individual sentry. They are very good against sentries when you do that kind of shift queuing, and every single sentry is going to go down here. The Lings able to swarm in, get a couple attacks in, and now just the zealots remain for cleanup. Need to transfer these drones to my third. There they go. And the zealots are going to be focusing down the spire. Is it going to happen? This queen can go up and transfuse once. Are the zealots going to take it out? Oh my god, there's 5 of them left. And I think even if this queen was able to get up for a transfuse, the spire would have gone down. But barely surviving that attack, losing quite a few drones. It's now 39 to 47. So A big lead just turned into no lead at all. Actually playing from behind now just because I skipped a Roach Warren. I mean, I didn't even have to get roaches. I could have just got a Roach Warren just for safety reasons. 200 silly little minerals could have made that big of a difference. All he had was Zealot Sentry. Very ballsy move by him moving out. I don't know if he suspected maybe I would be going into mutas or what, but it did pay off for him. He's now got a little bit of a lead, but I've got some nice map control with these mutas. I'm able to pick off a couple more workers. Now I've killed 11 workers compared to the 14 he killed in that last battle. And we've got a game, you know, we've got a game here. I'm trying to take my second bag, only working on minerals at my third, just because my drone count's so low. I'm already running off 2 gas, and I've got a good number of mutas out. I really want to just get my economy going, so these gases probably won't come up for a little while. Plus, these are already available once that hatchery finishes. So, just flying around, trying to get some harassment done with my mutas. Nice cannon placement here. And notice how his cannons are heavy on the left side and kind of light over here. Well, that's because, you know, it's very rare for a Zerg player to fly in like this to go for a mineral field. It's more common for him to go like that, so very cannon light around here. Plus, he's got some stalkers here just shooing the mutas away. He's going to have blink soon as well. Another forward pylon right there. Of course, he can warp in down here if all else fails. Some lings being rallied. A lot of lings being rallied considering my worker count. You got to be careful about this. And the reason I did that is I saw his stalker count and I was like, I can't really beat that with just mutas, so I'm going to pump out some lings. But you have to think about that. You would have had plenty of time to pump out lings once you saw his forces advancing. So probably should have droned up, but you can see I am roaching and linging up. I now have my Roach Warren when it's a little bit too late. Getting +1 armor, just hoping that he doesn't get +2 attack, because +1 armor, of course, with Zerglings versus Zealots would mean the Zealots would no longer two-shot the Zerglings. So still playing from behind, 47 to 55. Of course, 55 harvesters on 2 bases is barely oversaturation, so EGiNcontroL is a bit oversaturated. Looks like he is going to be moving out with that +2 timing. I expect him to keep chrono boosting that and not move in until that actually finishes. What do I have here? I've got 9 mutas, 42 lings, and just 2 roaches. Oh, I am able to pick off 1 or 2 sentries, it looks like, at the cost of, looks like 2 mutas, so maybe not the best trade right there. Probe in the mix here, trying to throw in another forward pylon, and 24 more lings, as well as 11 roaches, or rather 15 roaches. So this is a nice little composition that, if your opponent doesn't have a lot of force fields, can actually work out. And he's only got 2 sentries, so that's not going to be a ton of force fields. This probe trying to do something. It is going to go down. Now I'm going to be moving in. Nice force fields from EGiNcontroL, not trapping quite as many as he wanted to. And they are going to get out in a tiny hole. Again, that force field coming a bit late. If we check out the units lost, we're almost dead even. I've lost a little bit less than him, and that's partially because of that first attack. And in the second attack, he killed a lot of workers, but not too many actual units. So, working on replacing that Spire. Harvester's still at 47. I just don't feel like I have the time to replace drones right now. And, you know, 2 base to 2 base, I can kind of keep up with a Protoss, considering his composition isn't that deadly. There's no Colossi, and there's not a lot of sentries. And, you know, Ling, Roach Muta is surprisingly effective against Stalkers. If we check out the count here, 38 Stalkers and 2 sentries against 91 Lings, 15 Roaches, and 7 Mutas. He's going to be taking down that Watchtower, long overdue right there, and try to get another forward pylon. Is it going to happen? Here comes the probe. He really wants to engage that 3rd base from this side where he can be supported by that proxy pylon, but I'm trying not to let him. I've got nice creep spread. He doesn't have an observatory, I believe, and so I really just don't want him to be able to take this path right here. Whenever he tries to move that way, I'm going to be sending my forces. That is so many units, 27 roaches now. Do they have any upgrades? +1 on the lings and 1 armor on the roaches. Here come the lings and the roaches. I want to try to get us around, get some lings to come around here. Is it going to happen? Yes, it's sort of happening. A little bit more of a surround there. Some roaches caught in the back, but they're able to slip through the top. Muta's doing tons of damage while the lings and roaches soak up all of the shots here. Production tab showing 42 lings +2 attack. EGiNcontroL needs to keep reinforcing on that pylon right above him, but it looks fairly even. It's hard to tell who's going to take this battle. The roaches are now alone, though. Mutas have been finished off. Those lings cannot come soon enough. These roaches do have +1 armor, so that's helping out a little bit. Actually, this roach is not doing too bad at all. And here comes the reinforcing lings. Is it going to be enough? More lings reinforcing. It looks like I will be able to clean up this attack. 56 to 58, seeing that I have taken this battle. Looks like it did drone up a little bit. Yeah, 3 more drones on the way. and these stalkers are going to be finished off as well as this proxy pylon. And the all-inness of this attack is kind of apparent because he did not back it up with a third. He went full on. I'm just going to make tons of freaking stalkers and go for it. And this stalker is actually going to be able to blink away. So nice little move there to salvage that last stalker. And still no gas here, but finally saturating my second base. This third base really needs to see a transfer because it's almost mined out, or this first base rather, and possibly take a fourth as well. Looks like I am going to be going in for a counterattack +2 attack on the Lings, man. Lings so damn strong against gateway units when the force fields are limited. Of course Zealots kind of chew them up, but this kind of gateway composition is pretty nice. Looks like he is going to try to take his third. Distance mining, actually, until he gets 400 for that Nexus. Going to try to push these Lings away, but I still have some Roaches left over, as well as some Mutas from my recreated Spire. Moving in once more, trying to get us around on his sentries and his stalkers. Zealots running back to chop up the Lings. Guardian Shield going up, but that sentry's going to be taken down almost immediately. Roach is just too much at this point, too much meat, and he does GG out of the game. So really unusual PvP game. Not a common composition you see here. Blink Stalker with a couple sentries against Ling Roach Muta. Very unusual, but you know, the more different types of Zerg units you have, the more they seem to synergize for some reason. I don't really know why. I guess the Stalkers, you know, take a lot of shots to shoot down the Lings, and it gives the Roaches and Mutas a lot of opportunity to do damage. So kind of a cool game right there. In control with a few all-in-ish attacks. That attack here wouldn't have done anything if I had a Roach Warren. And you saw his Stalker attempt was kind of an all-in because he didn't even take a third behind it or before it or anything like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I love to eat giblets in my sleep. Bye.